is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
The Orioles have had the Rays number so far this season, taking all 4 games from Tampa Bay. So tonight, the Rays send their stopper to the hill as left-hander David Price seeks his 4th win of the season. The Rays finished their last road trip on the upswing, but they've run into trouble here in the first 2 games against the Baltimore Orioles. Tonight, Game 3 of that series, the Rays hosting Baltimore. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. Good to have you aboard. Todd Callis along in just a moment. Well, the Orioles have taken the first 2 games of the series, and for Baltimore, Mr. Jones, you've got a thing going on. And last night, that was 2 home runs on 2 consecutive pitches. The Rays are hoping David Price can calm the waters.
Yeah, overall, this Baltimore Oriole offense has not lived up to expectations. However, there's still plenty to be concerned about when you look through it. And right now, that man is Adam Jones. Like you mentioned, Dwayne, the 2 home runs last night, similar spot in the strike zone, the same swing, hitting it almost to the same spot, dead center field here at Tropicana Field. Also, his 3rd at-bat, he swung at the first pitch. So you're talking about a hitter that is extremely aggressive, very important for Rays pitching to stay out of his wheelhouse. The man who will be tasked with that tonight is going to be left-hander David Price, and you can see his numbers against the Baltimore Orioles in his career have been outstanding. 7-2 record, ERA 2.70. That is in 16 starts. He's been even better against them here at Tropicana Field with a 2.19 earned run average in 8 starts. This is a game that the Rays desperately need tonight. And they're certainly hoping that these numbers hold up for David against this offense.
Yeah, you see, he's coming off that outing against the Yankees. He pitched extremely well. Got a no decision for the 7 innings of 8 strikeout, no walk baseball, giving up 2 runs. And the core for the Rays really right now is to stay close until all the pitching gets healthy again. They start this one 3.5 games back of Baltimore. They haven't beaten the Orioles yet. They're 0-4 against this team. And Todd Callis zeroes in on the head-to-head matchup between these 2 teams.
Petersburg, Florida, and won the first 2 games against the Rays here at Tropicana Field. The Rays trying to salvage 1 in this series. When the Rays played at Oriole Park in Camden Yards, they were outscored 10-1, losing both games to Baltimore. Here in this series, they've been outscored 9-6 in the 2 losses. It's really been the O's domination against the Rays so far this year. As you look at our Toyota trend, the 198 team batting average, troublesome. The Rays have only scored 7 runs in the 4 games against Baltimore pitching, including a couple of home runs. Meanwhile, the Orioles have scored almost 5 runs a game, and the Rays team ERA is above 5. When we asked Joe Madden about the difference between these 2 teams early on, here's what he thought.
You know, the big thing with us is normally the fact that we outpitch teams to beat them, and we have not been able to do that to this point. They pitched well. Norris was really good last night. I got to give him credit. Chen was good up there. And their bullpen's good. Their bullpen goes back and forth. They got 4 lefties in there right now, and some really good right-handers too. So they have a nice balance going on, and they're a good ball club. They're a good ball club. They play great defense. They play the game hard and right. Buck does a great job. They're good. They're good.
And they're currently in first place in the AL East. The Rays start the night 3.5 games behind as we get ready for baseball. Under 3 minutes to go until the first pitch. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound for the Orioles. David Price on the mound for the Rays. Enjoy all the action right around the corner on Sun Sports.
Well, the Rays taking the field, led by the big left-hander David Price, who's after his 4th win of the year tonight. Comes in 3-2, covering 7 prior starts. And he's trying to put the Rays on the winning side of the ledger here tonight. They dropped last night 4-3 to the Orioles. Dropped the first game here on Tuesday night 5-3. And here's the lineup he'll be facing, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Nick Markakis leads off, then Manny Machado and Nelson Cruz. Adam Jones. The DH is Matt Wieters. J.J. Hardy at short. Steve Pearce hits 7th. He's the first baseman. Jonathan Scope is the second baseman, and Caleb Joseph, who made his big league debut last night catching, does the catching again tonight for Buck Showalter's team.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander David Price. You see the season numbers, 1 complete game on the year. I'm going to show you one number that's just ridiculous. How about that right there? 48 2/3 innings, 5 walks to go along with 55 strikeouts. He is a strike-throwing machine in attack mode all the time, and coming off a very strong outing in New York against the Yankees. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. Of course, didn't walk anybody, struck out 8. Picked up a no decision in that ball game, but the Rays wouldn't win that game, and looking to do the same tonight. Let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind David. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source in the outfield, left to right. Joyce, Jennings, and Myers across the infield, third to first. Longoria, Escobar, Zobrist, and Loney. Jose Molina will be behind the plate.
So here we go. The Rays pretty much have dominated this ball club over the last couple of years, but not the case so far this year. 0-4. And David Price all set to go to work with Nick Markakis, the leadoff man, stepping in. Last year the Rays went 13-6 against Baltimore, winning 7 out of 10 games here at the Trop. First pitch of this game tonight, a cut and a miss at the fastball. First pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. So we're underway. Price, since coming off the disabled as last year, has been about as aggressive in the strike zone as anybody we've seen in a long time. Loney takes care of that one. 1 away.
And you set the stage for what I think is going to be something very interesting to watch for tonight. And that's the fact that David Price in the strike zone, he says, I would like to end an at-bat in 3 pitches or less.
Yep.
We've seen the walks 5 this year now in 49 innings. Going up against a team that you don't necessarily have to throw strikes to.
Yep, the average pitcher goes out against this team thinking, I don't have to throw a strike, I want them to chase.
Right, and David Price is going to come right after him in the zone, and we know how aggressive they are swinging the bat, so that'll be interesting to see if David goes with the get ahead with quality strikes and then see if he can expand on them, or he just does his thing and comes right after you.
First pitch to Machado, a little bit outside. No ball, no strikes. Machado 0 for 4 last night, had a base hit in the first game of the series and a couple of bases on balls. A popper back into right. Myers comes in now a few steps, 2 gone. Well, 2 pitches on Markakis, 2 pitches on Machado.
I think that's going to be the theme of the night. We saw Nick Markakis, leading off, and he's not your typical leadoff guy, but he didn't waste any time. I mean, first pitch fastball, he swings and misses. So there's going to be a lot of early in the count swings tonight by Oriole hitters. And that's why if David is on with his command like he usually is, he's got a chance to have some very quick, efficient innings.
Nelson Cruz up there. Strike 1. Right after him with a fastball. Cruz in his career 6 of 16 against Price. A couple of those hits home runs. And now David drops that pitch in. Breaking ball for strike 2. Buick big matchup, and it is right here in front of us now. Cruz and Price with those 2 home runs, 9 home runs on the year. He's tied for 3rd in the league in home runs, and he's 2nd in runs batted in with 29. And he's done most of that damage on the road. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Makes you wonder what'll happen over in Baltimore when the summer starts to heat up with him swinging the bat at Orioles Park.
A hitter's haven. You got to expect those numbers are going to really explode if he can stay healthy.
Liner into left. That's going to drop. 1 hop in front of Joyce. Cruz has a base hit.
A backdoor cutter from David Price, and Nelson Cruz is strong enough. He caught that ball right off the end of the bat, actually cracked the bat, still able to line it out there into left field. Pretty good plate coverage there by Cruz.
Well, he's big enough. The reach sort of guided the bat to that pitch.
And trying to protect it, he did get the cutter, which was moving back just a little bit towards him. Didn't get all of it, but he got enough to get this man to the plate.
Adam Jones hitting .260, 2 of his 3 home runs last night in the span of 2 at-bats and 2 pitches. There's a strike.
Now David Price changing up on him. Adam Jones very, very aggressive, and David thinking he's probably sitting first pitch fastball. I'll give him the changeup and get out in front. All bets are off now.
That's a fastball called strike.
Well, that's the one thing that didn't happen yesterday, early in the ball game especially. Actually, first 3 at bats to Adam Jones. He was not crowded. We saw game 1, the Rays trying to crowd him because he wants to get his arms extended. They did not do that last night. Hit 2 solo home runs. Actually didn't have time to. First pitches, he was going right after. And you see David sending a message early tonight.
The right side foul. Here they were. Fastball, first pitch in the 2nd inning. Changeup out over the plate in the 4th. Off the batter's eye back there in center.
A couple more feet to the left and he would have dropped that into the porch.
Close to Todd's terrace out there.
May have hit him.
Fouls it back. 0-2 still. Marquez grounded out to first. Machado lifted a fly ball to right. Ahead of the base hit by Cruz. Matt Wieters in the lineup as the DH. And Jones in the batter's box. Baltimore in 3 games over 500. They're 17 and 14. It's been a resurgence the last couple years in Baltimore after 14 consecutive losing seasons. They go 93 and 69 in 2012. Last year 85 and 77. Jones continues to swing, fouling pitches away. 2 strikes, 5 pitches in. .14 pitches by Price, 12 strikes, 12 of 14 to start this game. Right out there and filling up the strike zone. Runner goes. The pitch is high and the throw is there in time. Joe West looking in to make the call. Cruz thrown out trying to steal. Will go to the bottom half of this 1st inning. Rays coming in to hit. No score in this one. Score in the top of the first inning for the Baltimore Orioles. Rays coming in the hit in the bottom of the first, and a little excitement at the end of the first half of the initial inning here tonight. And it appears that Jim Hickey has been ejected. Marty Foster stepping toward the Rays dugout and ejecting Jim Hickey, and Joe Madden stepping in.
Yeah, I wonder if Jim Hickey is incensed that he thought that maybe Adam Jones swung at that pitch. Was a strike 3 situation. He definitely got his money's worth after he got tossed.
Well, they're going to eject you. Get out there and get it all in.
And let him know, but it certainly looked like Jones may have went. They end up getting on the caught stealing, but Jim Hickey no longer with us.
There's been Zobrist.
Actually, let me change that. He's with us now.
Yeah.
No longer with them.
Yeah, that's right. We'll take a look at that last pitch to Jones in a moment. Counts 1-1. Take a look at this.
Now, because of the excitement of the stolen base attempt, you missed that right there, and that is an absolute swing. Should have ended on a strikeout right there.
2-1. So you can only assume that Hickey pointed that out to Marty Foster, who took exception to that and ejected him.
Right. Now the funny thing is the hitter should have punched out on the swing.
Yeah.
And if you go back and look at the play at second base, you could have made a case that Nelson Cruz was safe at second.
You sure could.
Yeah. Watch this.
But he's safe after the strikeout that should have ended the
no
inning.
tag until that foot is on the bag.
And now Zobrist draws a walk to start the Rays half of the first. Foot in, tag on.
Tag on. Now the foot slides off, but the tag is no longer being applied, and then the back foot comes on. Either way, the inning should have been over, and it was.
All works out. Well, the Rays pitching coach, Jim Hickey, got an opportunity to clearly express himself. Desmond Jennings. Which is a strike. Rays facing Ubaldo Jimenez tonight. Desmond at 269. Jennings looking for his first hit in this series. He's gone 0 for 10 in the first 2 games. But coming off the American League Player of the Week honor.
These are the numbers on Jimenez making his 7th start. That 1 win he has recorded came in his last start, pitched into the 8th inning, shutout baseball against the Twins. So he's capable, but with him, because there's so much going on with his delivery out of the windup and out of the stretch, it's tough to repeat, and therefore it's tough for him to have consistent command. We've already seen that here with the walk to Zobrist, and that will be what the Rays look for. Be patient.
There's a strike. It's 1-2. Jimenez line coming off the victory over Minnesota, a 10 strikeout performance.
More importantly, just the 1 walk, and that's will be the key.
We'll take a look at the rest of the Rays lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Zobrist and Jennings, followed by Matt Joyce, Evan Longoria, James Loney, and Will Myers down the middle. The Jesus, the DH, Escobar, good numbers against his right-hander, hits 8th in front of the catcher, Jose Molina. Third base, Machado to second out there, safe at first. So Jennings beat the throw back in as the Orioles tried to go around the horn on the double play attempt.
Yeah, not on a chopper. If he hits that ball hard to third, okay, but on a chopper, Desmond Jennings too quick. Close here at second, and then the return just not quite in time.
I'll tell you, Zobrist does that a lot on that play. He forces the issue. If he's on base and there's a ground ball, we've seen him a number of times be right on top of the second baseman.
And that's a reputation that you want to earn. because that will lead to rushed throws, maybe some bad mechanics out there at second. You don't have to be dirty, just very aggressive, trying to break up the double play.
Matt Joyce, there goes Jennings. Pitch is a strike, and the throw is not in time, a stolen base. Jennings in with his 7th steal in 8 attempts.
Well, this is one thing that has plagued Ubaldo Jimenez, the stolen base, and you see Jennings clearly gets in there. That's now 7 out of 8 against Jimenez this year, and this is a guy who gave up 32 stolen bases just 2 years ago, 2012.
Yeah, only 5 caught stealings that whole year with 32 stolen bases. It's a strike to Matt. So the count stands at 1-1.
You can see why, too, because even when he modifies that step towards home plate, he gets started, then the arm gets really long coming out of the glove.
Ball popping away, but no chance for a move by Jennings. Two balls and a strike. Evan Longoria is on deck. Two balls and 2 strikes. Off speed there. Well, he has the ability to throw any number of pitches. You look at reports on him, 6 or 7 pitches, and then he'll deliver them with a few different angles.
Oh, yeah, he's got movement off the charts, and that's why when he's near the zone, doesn't even have to be in the zone, be near the zone consistently, that's when he will have a ton of success, because his ball will cut, it will sink, it will ride. Good change of pace with the split.
Liner into right. Markakis backs up to make the catch. Jennings tags and heads to third. He'll be there with 2 gone.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Baltimore defense, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, Nelson Cruz, Adam Jones, and Nick Markakis. Across the infield, third to first, Manny Machado, J.J. Hardy, Jonathan Scope, and Steve Pearce. Caleb Joseph back behind the plate.
Gold Glove winner out there in center field. And last night, multiple home run hitter. And here is Evan Longoria. Evans had just a half dozen official at-bats against Jimenez. 1 out of 6 with 3 strikeouts. And the first pitch is a strike. With Jimenez out there, a lot of arms and legs and hands, long fingers. There's a little looper, softly hit into right, and the Rays take the lead. Longoria, nice job taking that one the other way and just serving it to the opposite side to drive in the run.
Well, nothing like jumping out early, first inning. You see right here, look at that ball. That just barely off the ground, a breaking ball from Jimenez, and Evan goes right down there and just punches it out into right center field.
Almost a chip shot right there from the location of the pitch and the approach by Evan. Rays got their first run. And here's James Loney.
It would have been a whole lot cooler if it would have just checked up and rolled back towards the infield.
Here's the strike. Loney 9th in the league and hitting at .316. Here's a liner, base hit into center. Moves Longoria up to second. The Rays now put 2 men on with 2 men out and a run home.
Right fielder, number 9, Will Myers.
Will Myers now with a man in scoring position. 2 men on, runners first and second. It's low. 1-0.
This is one area where the Rays have struggled this year. Runners in scoring position, 2 outs. Evan Longoria already came through. Will Myers with an opportunity himself. That goes a long way towards demoralizing the opposition. You can drive in runs with 2 outs.
Nice take there on a pitch down.
Nothing worse than you finish that inning off, if you finish that inning off, and you go sit there and you realize you were one quality pitch away from getting out of that inning, and the opposition was able to come through with a big 2-out hit and drive in a run or 2.
Myers up in the count. 2-1.
Not going to give in to the big boy. 2-0. Will Myers is looking to tag something, and Jimenez goes breaking ball.
You know, you'll see a fastball and a slider and a split or a changeup, and then anything else might be in play as well.
I mean, listen, you look at some of the different printouts of what he features, and there aren't enough fingers. So somebody's not telling the truth.
Strike at the knees. Got a fastball in there at 92. There was a time when Jimenez would hit 100 miles per hour.
Oh, yeah.
Pitching for the Rockies, threw that no-hitter against Atlanta in, I think, April of 2010. No-hit the Braves and hit 100 a few times in that performance. Popped up shallow right down the line and scoped just inside the foul line, out from second to make the catch. Rays get a run. We're through 1-0 Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Rays baseball on Sun Sports, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By AT&T, mobilizing your world. Visit your local Checkers for the $2 shrimp and flies box. And by Blue Bell Ice Cream. Bluebell Ice Cream celebrates National Ice Cream Month in July. Try our newest flavor, Rockside Brownie, and celebrate with us today.
I got an early jump on Ice Cream Month.
Yeah, and with Bluebell, you better get it early.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not a big ice cream guy. But when I played for Arizona, we would go in to play the Astros in Houston.
Yeah, you'd load up.
Oh, I would save up something fierce, and I would wear Bluebell out in Houston. They had it, had the clubhouse stocked with Bluebell ice cream.
Yep.
And I would go in there, and it was a cone before BP, a cone after BP, a cone after the game.
Yep.
Lots of cardio the following morning. And
I don't know what it is that makes it so good, but boy, it is good.
It is really good. Mint chocolate chip.
Just up the road in Brenham, Texas from Houston. Wow. Good stuff. 2 balls and a strike. We should go to their plant, their ice cream
we shouldn't.
plant someday.
No, we shouldn't. They roll us out of there.
Oh, man.
Somebody grab a rope.
Yeah, for a different reason. 3-1. Change up there to Adam Jones. Wieters will be next. Then Hardy. This would seem almost impossible. Here's David Price. He's walked 5 men all year, and Adam Jones, who doesn't want to walk at all. And he takes a strike now. It's 3-2.
This right here has all the makings of a bet from the Baltimore bench.
Yeah.
No way you can walk against him.
That's right.
This is not possible, and it's not going to happen.
I mean, Jones can't help but swing at a pitch. Price doesn't walk people, but the count is full. And he fouls this one back. So we'll get another 3-2 pitch. Price made 15 pitches in the first inning. Another foul ball. That probably was ball 4, high. But Jones would have none of walking. So we'll do a 3-2 pitch again.
Let's see, Dwayne. I think you're right.
Wow. Jones with 4 walks all year and 127 at bats. And he lifts a high pop down the left side. Escobar and Longoria in the bullpen. It's Evan Longoria making the catch. So there you are.
You know, before we get into the nuts and bolts of this game and or the NFL draft, either one.
Yeah, the clock is running.
Did you see what happened last night in the ball game, the single A game between the Clinton Lumber Kings and the Burlington Bees?
I missed it.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say.
Clinton is down 17-1 after the 5th inning.
Yep.
And they come back and win in extras.
In extras.
20-17 in 12. They scored, let's see, they scored 5 in the 8th, 5 in the 9th, and that was after scoring 6 in the 6th. So they were down 17-1, closed it to 17-7, 17-12 after 8, 5 in the 9th, 17-17, and then 3 in the top of the 12th to win 20-17. And Kyle Seager's brother got it done.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a character building game right there.
I mean, come on.
At the Class A level.
Class A for the Mariners, Clinton Lumber Kings.
It's a 2-1 count to Matt Wieters. They needed to be Lumber Kings to score that many runs.
Truly.
Wow. You might want to make a deal soon. A couple of those guys from that lineup in there. One out. Nobody on. 2-2 the count to Wieters. And another full count. So back-to-back full counts for Price. First against Jones, and now Wieters. J.J. Hardy on deck. Wieters has had some tenderness in his right elbow. Some discomfort. Went to see Dr. James Andrews. And there is strike 3 call. Well, he was trying to convince plate umpire Marty Foster that that pitch was out of the zone. But it is the first strikeout of the night for David Price.
It was awfully close, but when you're David Price and you're around the zone as much as you are, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. It may not have even been close, according to Fox Tracks. But again, David Price has that strike-throwing reputation, and he got one there.
J.J. Hardy. First pitch is a strike. Well, if you strike out 55 guys and walk only 5, you've got a chance to get a call once in a while because you're always around that zone. Sometimes it's almost just a reflex action to the umpire with that right arm.
Listen, these umpires know who's out on the mound. They know what they do well, what they don't do well, and they can get caught up like everybody else.
Lined into center. Ball's going to roll to the wall. Hardy's on his way to second. So it's a double, the 5th of the year for the Baltimore shortstop.
J.J. Hardy really chopped down through this offering by David Price. Really nice job, head down. And look at him, hands right to the baseball, and that ball jumped off the bat, able to get all the way to the wall out there in right center.
And he is a guy in this lineup who has had success against Price. He's now 12 of 35. So that's up in the mid 300s with 4 home runs. And here is Steve Pearce facing David Price. Pearce starts the night hitting .242. Strike call. Pearce playing first base in the absence of Chris Davis. He singled last night in the 7th and came home on the Jonathan Scope home run. 1-1. Here's homered here Tuesday night. Here's Scope, the young second baseman. Two and one. So a 2-out threat on the double by Hardy. Rays got a run and they're first. That's a foul ball out front, out of play. It's 2-2.
If you're David Price, you don't mind that. I mean, changing speeds, get Pearce aggressive out in front of that pitch.
Price throws a lot of strikes, but he is not in a hurry between pitches. especially with men on.
Yeah, and then in scoring position, it gets even slower.
Inside fastball, and the count is full.
See how he will work up and down all the way from 94 to 78 against Steve Pearce. Just give him different looks, different speeds, different locations. All in the attempt to get the hitter off balance and miss the barrel of the bat.
David 7-2 in 16 career starts against Baltimore with a 270 earned run average. The 3-2 shot back into left. Joyce looking up, and that's going to get out of here. Home run on a 3-2 fastball, and Baltimore takes a 2-1 lead.
That offering by David Price did not miss the barrel of the bat.
So Pearce, replacing a slugger at first base, has done some slugging of his own with his second home run in this series. And it's 2-1 Baltimore. Here's Jonathan Schoop, who ultimately decided the game last night in the 7th inning with a 2-run home run. Up the right side toward the line. Myers cannot get there, and it's foul by a couple of feet. 2 strikes on Schoop. He was down last night 2 in the 7th. When he belted the home run.
Now a fastball that Brandon Gomes meant to be up and in, and it just didn't get there. And he was quick with the hands. That would win the game for the Orioles ultimately.
Rays put up a fight in the 9th inning, scored a run, but left 2 on. Ground ball to third for Longoria. Schoop is the 3rd out of the inning, but a 2-out double leads to a 2-run home run. It's 2-1 Baltimore. Of the 2nd inning in the game tonight and all season long. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. David DeJesus, the DH for the Rays, leads it off. He takes ball one. DeJesus with 3 home runs, the third coming to lead off the 5th inning last night. He had some great at-bats last night. Even the one in the 2nd inning when he rounded up grounding out to the first baseman. Sees a lot of pitches. He'll get down, and before you know it, it's a 2-2, 3-2 count.
Hey, the 3rd week of May, he was hitting 119. Or 3rd week of April. Since then, he has been on fire. He's getting that average up over 100 points in the last couple of weeks. Been good work by DeJesus, back to where he feels good at the plate.
It's a foul ball out of play. You know, Jimenez was a 13-game winner last year with Cleveland. He finished strong. He was 13-9. Best year in the big leagues came in 2010 when he won 19. That was with the Rockies. But you're right, your assessment last inning about him. There are a lot of moving parts. I'd read somewhere where Scott Radinsky, the pitching coach in Cleveland, said he noticed his front shoulder and it was dipping more than usual, and they got that back in kilter. But I'm not sure, if you're a pitching coach, what you do with a guy like this.
But you break down video of when he's going good, and really you start putting little tape markers on the video screen, trying to figure out where he is in relation to that. I mean, I'm sure that it is a painstaking process because there's a lot of things to look at with Jimenez. Everything's got to be on time, the way that arm really comes out deep and behind his body. It gets very, very long. He can't have him drifting towards home plate too quickly, or the arm will never catch up because it's got to come from so far away. That you really have to break his delivery down piece by piece. Not as easy as some other guys.
It's now 2-2 to David DeJesus.
That's where you earn your money as a pitching coach. You break that down, and you probably break it up into thirds, and you say, okay, you see right there, there's a lot coming at you.
Yeah, there's nothing simple about that delivery. Chop to the second baseman, Scope, the underhand toss. DeJesus is the first out. I mean, you compare him side by side with how basic David Price is. It's night and day.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Put him next to Cesar Ramos.
Yeah.
You know, and Cesar's got his abbreviated, he wants to go with windup. We'll go with it. Looks like the stretch to me, but I mean, just keeping it simple. And those two guys do it. And it allows them, at the end of the day, to repeat that delivery. And if you can do that, now command starts to play a role. How about the job that he did last night?
Yeah, he was very good.
I mean, 5 2/3 on 72 pitches. And I'm going to tell you what, Dwayne, you were talking a little bit earlier tonight. You can make the case that the only other guy on this staff that could give you 5 2/3 on 72 pitches is the guy pitching tonight. I mean, efficiency deluxe, and both of them have the most simplistic deliveries on the squad.
Yep. But at the very lower reaches of the zone.
He was still looking at the leg kick.
2-2. The facial expression said it all. See another 2-2 pitch.
The thing about Ubaldo Jimenez is he's been in the league long enough and he's old enough. These are his mechanics. This is what you're going to work with. You're not going to modify them and make him into a David Price clone, a Cesar Ramos. That's just way too much work, and he probably could never get that done. Just doesn't throw the ball that way at this point. So you understand, Baltimore understands when they sign him and they're going to bring him in, there are going to be some challenges that come with it, and that the main one is to keep him in line.
Yeah, they signed him to a 4-year deal, so they're going to have that for 4 years to keep tabs on that delivery.
And if they can do that, they'll be rewarded, because when he can stay in sync and stay on the plate, stay away from too many walks, he's very effective.
Up the right side, headed into the corner. Escobar on his way to second, and the Rays will have the potential tying run in scoring position.
A really good at bat there by Escobar. Saw a lot of pitches, some strikes, some were not, and finally gets a ball in the outer half and just rifles it into the corner.
Escobar at second with 1 out for Jose Molina. Molina getting the start tonight, his 13th start of the year. 8 of those have been when David Price is on the mound. Pitch is low. Molina 3 out of 7 against Jimenez for his career. And ahead in the count, 2-0. De Jesus grounded out, got an 8-pitch at bat. Escobar had an 8-pitch at bat, doubled into the right field corner. 2-1. Molina will be 39 in a little less than a month. Birthday in early June. And he's ahead in the count, 3-1. That's a strike at the knees. Foster likes that pitch down there tonight.
Boy, he sure does. And I'll tell you what, the pitchers should too. If you can get this called, you're going to live down there. Those pitches down in the zone, especially if they have any kind of late movement on them, so tough to elevate. You got to beat those right into the ground.
The right side. Pierce gives it a chase, but it's out of play. So we'll see a second 3-2 pitch to Molina. Yeah, the late break is something that Jimenez is known for, late movement with his pitches. And again, the big hands, long fingers will lend itself to that.
Big hands, long fingers, reach, long arm action, finish, all that stuff. That's why he just needs to be near the zone.
The chopper to third in the glove of Machado, and his throws in time. So Molina is out number 2 with Escobar still at second. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Let's break out Jimenez at home and on the road, and so far much better on the road than in Baltimore, where he's 0-3 with a .675 earned run average, .363 on the road. There's Ben Zobrist, which stayed outside a curveball.
This is one of those positions in the Rays order that they really need to start getting more production from. You know, Ben took a walk to lead off this game, and that's a good step. But overall this year, the leadoff spot in the Rays lineup hitting under 200, just 196.
1-1 to count to Ben. Two balls and a strike. So a high pitch inning here for Jimenez. He's already over 50 pitches. 2 outs into the second inning. Little tapper. Jimenez down off the mound and makes the throw to first. The Rays get the double. Leave Escobar aboard. We go to the third. 2-1 Baltimore.
It is 2-1 Orioles as we head to the third. Look at the big sign fronting the press box here, guys. Our little spot. Zim. Don Zimmer. We wish our best to Zim. He is recuperating. You see the jersey right there in the dugout. Don Zimmer is sorely missed around here at Tropicana Field. Zoot is taking care of him, his lovely bride of so many years, and he's got all the family in town as well. He's watching our games, guys, which is always a good thing. So, Zim, we wish you the best. Back to you.
All right, you were absolutely right about that. One of the best of all time, Don Zimmer. Looking forward to seeing him again soon. Want to know the count to Caleb Joseph.
And you know he's got the yellow legal pad out.
Oh, of course.
All the things that he's going to take umbrage with when he gets back.
Yep, I know. There's a line drive going to be caught by Zobrist at second base. Yeah, every little comment, he's got it there. I'm not even sure he needs a yellow legal pad. He just files it away, and then he sees you. Yeah, and he says, hey, remember when you said this? That was no good.
Gets uncomfortable.
One of the best. Absolutely the best. Here's Nick Markakis. He loves you, though. He just really loves you.
I'm not sure why. And I'm not even sure if it's real. Hey, listen, you know, when I was the assistant pitching coach, you know, you couldn't be on the bench, so I would sit up in the coach's room.
Oh, yeah.
And sit up there with Don. Mm-hmm. And the stories that would get told during the course of a game, the stuff that he's been a part of, seen, heard about. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, just a never-ending wealth of knowledge and stories.
Yep. And so his presence in the dugout there with that jersey.
I used to tell people that when they'd ask me about my job. I'm like,
what do you do?
Yeah, listen, I do this, and this, and then I sit and watch every single game with Don Zimmer. They were more fascinated with that aspect of it than anything else.
Yep. It was always fun to be around. Markakis fouls it out of play. It was fun in my Chicago time. He was the third base coach and then the manager.
Yeah. Yeah.
89, they won the division. Gracious and fun and full of knowledge and some mischief. All rolled into one. Count still a ball, 2 strikes on Nick Markakis. Manny Machado will be next. Rays got a run in the first. Baltimore got 2 in the second inning on the Steve Pearce home run. Two and 2. You know, one of the great things I loved about Zim, still love about him, he's a loyal guy. He was loyal to the manager when he was the third base coach. And he's true to himself when he managed Texas. Hot shot, and this one skips by Loney. So Myers up with it out there. So a 1-out single.
So it's like a front door cutter from David Price, and that's exactly what it was. You start that at Markakis, try to break it to the inside corner. But Nick does a nice job of staying in on that pitch and able to punch it by James Loney. And that's not easy to do. And hit it hard.
Here's Manny Machado. He lines it into right. It'll be right to Myers, who makes the grab. So first pitch out, Machado for the second time goes out to Will Myers. So with the runner at first, 2 gone, Nelson Cruz coming up. And a reminder, it's DJ Kitty hat giveaway night Saturday. Come cheer, meow, or purr as the Rays host the Indians when the first 20,000 fans get a DJ Kitty plush hat presented by Bright House Networks. Get your tickets now at RaysBaseball.com or at 888-FAN-RAYS.
I'm getting a lot of requests for the DJ Kitty hat, D-Wayne.
Well, when Todd modeled it the other day on the road, put it over the top.
You may be right.
Strike the count to Nelson Cruz. The 2. Price has allowed the 2 runs on 4 hits. Picked up a strikeout. That was Wieters looking. Still 2 strikes. David had just 1 decision against the Orioles last year in 4 starts. One 1-0, gave up 11 earned runs in 22 innings against this team last year. So they were not a soft touch for him. Inside, 1-2. That takes care of Cruz. Pitch away. Second strikeout for Price. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 Baltimore. Home half of the third inning coming up. Rays down 2-1. Desmond Jennings going to lead it off. Time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Desmond Jennings takes the first pitch off the plate in. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. He checked in time on the appeal down to Alan Porter. Rays facing the 30-year-old right-hander out of the Dominican Republic, Ubaldo Jimenez. There's a strike. Makes the count to 2-2. And that Scope jockeying back and forth between the shortstop side and the first base side of second. Desmond rolls this one foul. Right now Scope up the middle and a little bit to the shortstop side of the bag.
You see all that room over there on the right side for Desmond, and we've seen him show the ability to be able to hit the ball that way. It just depends on how Jimenez is going to pitch him. He continues to run the ball in. It'll be difficult to do that, but right here he should have a shot.
And he's out on strikes. Fastball at 91. That'll be the first strikeout for Jimenez.
You can see right there the way Caleb Joseph is setting up. They want it away. This ball ends up tailing back up and in. And right over the swing of Desmond Jennings.
Matt Joy's line to right in the first. Started the night with the best home average in the American League, hitting .395 here at Tropicana Field. Pitch is in there for a strike. Two. Scope in shallow right field, and with an 0-2 count now, they're going to move Hardy to the first base side of second on the outfield turf. 2 strikes. Interesting that they would move into a full shift down 0-2. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Well, it could be the way that they're going to try to pitch to Matt Joyce. The pitch they're going to try to get him out with, the location. Although you stay away, you know, that gives him the best opportunity to smack that ball the other way. We've seen him do it plenty here in the early going. That's what's allowed him to get off to a quick start.
A 3-2 count. He lines it into right for a base hit. Didn't make any difference where the infielders were on that one. Joyce is aboard for the Rays, their 4th hit.
Well, a full count changeup to Matt Joyce, and that's right. You hit the ball like that, you beat any shift. See how it's lined up? Matt Joyce just hammers it over the head of Scope, drop it in front of Markakis.
Well, let's see if the Rays can make something of the 1-out single. They've had men on base in each of the first 3 innings, as have the Orioles for that matter. Big cut and a miss. Longoria tried to make something happen right there with that swing, and he missed the slider.
He throws it there again, he won't miss it. That's one that Evan would love to see again.
Oh, 2.
That's always a tough pitch to contend with. The changeup in. Right-hander on right-hander. Changeup in. You see Evans seeing that 4-seam spin close to him. Gets it started a little bit too early.
Yeah, and that's unusual with all the pitches Jimenez throws. There is strike 3 call. Wow, fastball right there.
He just completely pitched Evan Longoria backwards. He hung a slider, a changeup in, and then a fastball away just freezes him. And he knew it.
Yeah, you will not see too many changeups to right-handed hitters from Jimenez, but he got that one for strike 2 and then came back and got him looking on the fastball.
You will see it against the elite right-handed hitters, and that's why Evan Longoria, bets are off with him too as far as that pitch goes. You try any trick you have.
James Loney at the plate. Matt Joyce, the runner at first. Curveball is low. Jimenez, another pitcher who is not in a hurry, especially with men on. Myers on deck. Line drive will be caught by Hardy. Another Loney line drive, but this time within reach of the shortstop. No runs, a hit, and a man left. On to inning 4 we go. 2-1 Baltimore.
Orioles up 2-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. Your starter, David Price and Chris Archer, were invited to the MLB Fan Cave over the weekend while they were in New York City to play a little game of splash pong. This is all part of a segment for MTV2's show MLB Off the Bat. It was Price versus Archer, and they each teamed up with MTV2 co-hosts, as you see there. Chris Archer went on to win the thing with his partner Chris DiStefano, a comedian. Absolutely hilarious. Chris took it upon himself to dump milk all over his teammate. Gotta love that friendship. All I have to say, Dwayne and BA, I hope MLB Fan Cave has a couple of showers, because that looked messy.
Yes, messy indeed.
Straight shot of milk that David Price took. Not fun.
It's Adam Jones. Pitch inside. Milk.
Does the body good.
Foul ball right back. The count is 1-1. Had it once when I was a baby. Rays got a run in the first. Baltimore 2 in the second. We're now in the fourth. One and two. David Price allowing 4 hits, no walks. Pierce got him for the second inning home run. You know, that's the 9th home run that David's given up, and right now just over 50 innings. Oh, a great stop by Longoria from his knees. The throw is not going to get him. Great stop by Evan down there deep behind third base, and Adam Jones has a base hit.
Well, Evan Longoria prevented extra bases here. You see how close he's playing to the line, gets to it. Adam Jones runs too well.
There's the leadoff hitter aboard. And Matt Wieters. Wieters this year against lefties coming into this game does .229, but his lifetime numbers against Price are .368. 14 out of 38 coming into the game. Two balls, no strikes. Wieters a little upside down in regard to struggling overall against lefties, but not against Price. And coming into play here through his first 7 games, lefties are hitting .314 against David, righties .255. And one thing about that, you figure that if you're going to be in there against Price and you're left-handed, you're probably a pretty good hitter to begin with.
Yeah, you're facing the team's better left-handed hitters. David Price is in the zone. We talked about the fact that he just pounds the zone with all of his pitches, and against left-handed hitters, he's very predictable. I mean, he's right up around overall, 80% fastballs, even higher than that when he's behind in the count. So he's going to be in the zone. He's going to give you a lot of heaters, and you're, like you said, a pretty good hitter anyway, and it adds up for potential success.
It's a little wide. Both these starters running a little bit of a pitch count here, a little more than they might like. Wieters ahead in the count, 3-1. Zobrist goes out from second. Coming in from right, however, Will Myers makes the catch. So that's the first out in the fourth inning. There's now a great new way for you to experience Rays baseball with the Rays Flex Packs. These 3, 6, or 9 game packs offer fantastic savings and allow you to select any games you'd like during the season. To purchase your Flex Pack, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. J.J. Hardy. Pitch is high. With 2 outs in the second inning, Hardy lined a double into right center field. He scored on the home run by Steve Pearce. Two and 0.
David Price was asking Marty Foster where that pitch was. That was a changeup, kind of sailed on him, cut across the plate, popped out of the glove of Molina, and allows J.J. Hardy now 2-0. You don't get too many of these gift counts against David Price.
Comes in with a strike on the fastball. Price coming off that 7 innings against the Yankees in New York. He made 118 pitches in that outing. His season's high. He made 113 3 starts ago against the Twins. He went the distance and struck out 12. Right side. Zobrist makes the call. 2 gone.
Because David has such good command of his pitches, he's able to come back from a 2-0 count in an unconventional way. You don't think of a 2-0 fastball in to be the pitch of choice, but that's exactly what he did. Then he comes backdoor cutter and gets the pop up from Hardy. And I'll tell you, when he's able, and it looks like tonight Marty Foster is giving him even a little bit on that fastball into the right-handed hitters. That glove side fastball for David Price, very, very important. When he's able to consistently get it in there and command that pitch in particular, his outings seem to be top of the line when that pitch is on.
Jones back hit at first. A little toss over there by Price. And again, tag this time. Jones off the bag at first. You can hear the effort behind that pitch by Price for a strike. Here's the home run pitch on a full count, the fastball, and Pearce lined it into the seats and left. So Pearce, who had been designated for assignment and released on April the 27th, signed again with the Orioles on April the 29th. And here he is hitting a couple home runs in this series.
Yeah, producing like Chris Davis in this series.
1 strike. Strike. 1 and 2. That pitch started wide and caught plenty of the plate. Now Price ahead in the count. Hot shot to third, comes up on Longoria. No play. Thought about second, look there, no place to go, and no place to go at first across the diamond.
Well, and with 2 outs, you've got Adam Jones off and running. Of course, Steve Pearce is running for his life up the first base line, and that ball got into Evans' midsection right here, trying to go up and in, and Pearce pulls the hands in nicely.
So he gets a base hit on that. It'll be the 6th hit for Baltimore. Evan thinks he should make every play that comes his way. See, he was disappointed. Jonathan Scope now, new hitter. Yeah. Front of that pitch, swinging over it for a strike. One and one. David had a lot of men on base tonight. You see his pitch count in the mid-70s. Swing and a little tapper foul by Scope.
Man, who'd have thought coming in that this lineup would force David Price to work? I mean, it's one thing. There have been a lot of at-bats, extended at-bats, foul balls.
Jones on second, Pearce at first.
Big spot early in this game. David ahead 1 and 2, needs to come up with another good one right here. And you'll see Jose Molina giving him all the signs.
Big pitch in a 2-1 game and a ground ball headed into center field. That's going to score Jones. Pearce will go to third. And a 2-out single. Well, the Orioles scored 2 runs with 2 outs in the second. They've scored a run with 2 outs here in the fourth to make it 3-1.
Well, the old 1-2 count, and you backdoored the cutter, and Jonathan Scope stays right on it. He's not fooled at all, and he's able to pound that ball back up the middle with Escobar shading over in the hole. Baltimore adds to their lead. You know, that's a pitch that David likes quite a bit. The usage of that cutter really jumps against right-handers with 2 strikes, and 99% of the time it's of the backdoor variety.
So now men at first and third with 2 gone. Caleb Joseph, who lined to Zobrist at second his first time, steps in. One ball, no strikes. behind Molina. 2-0, a changeup. So Baltimore winners the first 2 games, and they've taken a 3-1 lead in the 4th tonight.
And these are the situations that you don't want to find yourself in with David Price. You know, really, because of the lack of length from the starting pitchers, you count on David each and every time, 7, 8 innings, to try to lessen the burden on that bullpen. And so when he has an uncharacteristic start where the pitch count gets run up, these are the scenarios that you don't want to think about before a ball game, but you're faced with now. 80 pitches at 3 2/3.
And 3-0 to the number 9 hitter, Caleb Joseph.
You know, and that's why when you look at last night's game and the way that Cesar Ramos was throwing the baseball, you know, I know that Adam Jones was coming up and he had given up 2 solo shots to him, but he had 5 2/3 of quality baseball and just 72 pitches and had retired 8 men in a row. You'd like to ride him just a little bit longer there. I mean, he was showing no signs of tiring, wasn't losing his stuff.
3-1, and it's skied to center. Jennings is right there, and that'll take care of the Orioles. But they pick up a run, they leave 2, and it's 3-1 Baltimore. Myers to lead it off for the Rays. The 4th, they're down by 2. Let's take a look at our Southern Chevy dealers storyline and look at what's going on in Colorado. A 27-game hit streak now for Nolan Arenado. I'll tell you, that's the longest hit streak by a player 22 or younger since Albert Pujols had the 30-game streak in 2003. They've got a lot going on. You know, Kadire went out there, was hitting up a storm. Tulowitzki.
Hold on, Dwayne. I'm going to write something here. I want you to tell me what this is. And no, it is not an area code.
Could be an area code.
Could be.
But with that dot, it's a percentage.
It is a percentage. And you know what that is? That's the home batting average of Troy Tulowitzki.
How about that?
What?
Unbelievable.
608 at home. They got some guys out there swinging it.
Will Myers. That's a strike. So they've got a 2-3 punch there. Arenado hits second. Tulowitzki hits third.
Yeah, so you make sure that you bear down on the leadoff hitter. You get him out. Intentional walk, and then roll up a double play.
There you go.
Seen it 1,000 times.
You got the potential for third to first, second to first, a number of double play possibilities there. Joe Madden would do it.
Of course he would.
There's strike 3 call to Will Myers. Third strikeout for Jimenez. And the first out here in the 4th. 3 of the last 4 outs have been strikeouts for Jimenez.
And that's the last thing that you want to see is Jimenez get locked in, because he can get on a roll. He did that in his last start against the Twins and racking up those 10 strikeouts.
You know, he did that in his no-hitter back in 2010 when he no-hit the Braves. Over the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, he made a total of 27 pitches in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings on the way to closing out a no-hitter.
And you know, and sticking with the theme of the year, which happens to be math, that'd be 27. That'd be 9 per. It's pretty efficient.
That's right. Two and 0. I mean, we're doing those division problems in our heads.
Not even planning them out. They present themselves.
Yeah.
It's like a silver platter.
Like you see it in your mind's eye. The number 9 just comes to you. 2-0, high fly ball, not too deep. Scope out, Markakis in as Scope peels off, and Markakis makes the catch. 2 gone. So not much doing for the Rays here against Jimenez since the first inning, when they scored their run. Zobrist led off with a walk. Jennings reached on a fielder's choice, stole the base, scored on Longoria's base hit. Loney followed with a hit, but that was it. They got a double from Escobar with 1 out in the 2nd, left him on. Joyce singled in the 3rd. He was left on. Now 2 outs, nothing doing in the 4th, and here is Yunel Escobar. All no strikes.
Jimenez has done a much better job of mixing his pitches. We've seen the changeup, the different speeds on the breaking balls. He's been able to do that because, for the most part, he's kept the count ahead, even.
Escobar, a career average of 400 now against Jimenez. 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Chop handled by Hardy. The throw to first, and Escobar is out of there. 1, 2, 3. We go to the 5th. 3-1 Baltimore.
Rays 3-1. Evan Longoria at third base tonight, hoping the Rays figure out a way to win the first game of the year against Baltimore. Here are his thoughts before the game as to why the Rays have struggled against the O's.
Right now, we're not really doing the little things right. You know, we have let a couple of things get away from us and put ourselves in some situations that have been tough to get out of. And so, you know, playing against a good team like the O's, it's tough to win ball games that way. And so I think tonight is a very important game, you know, and nobody better to have on the hill but David.
Guys, after that momentum coming off the last road trip, winning 4 of the last 5 games, the Rays hope to salvage one here against Baltimore.
Yeah, the trick for the Rays is to stay as close as they can. They're 3.5 back of Baltimore right now, and they need a win over this Baltimore club for a couple of reasons to stay to make it as close as possible, but just to get a win and get over that hump of a win against this team, against whom they are 0-4. Top of the order, Nick Markakis extended his hitting streak his last time up, and Price floats that one a little high, but Loney's there to grab it. One gone.
I'll tell you what, that was a tremendous play by David Price, moving off the mound. He's got to spin and throw that, avoid Markakis, which is why the throw goes high. And thankfully, you've got James Loney over there that's big enough to handle that. You see him just kind of flip it out there, knowing that Markakis is hustling up the line. He's got a bad angle, go high, and trust your tall first baseman. See, as he moves into foul territory, that arm is right up the line, right up Markakis' back.
Manny Machado. Strike. Pitch bunted up the first base side, and it's going to be foul. That ball started to roll back fair.
Yes, it did.
Machado and Price were watching how that ball was going to roll, and once it started to roll back fair, Machado picked up the pace, and Price says, hey, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, once it goes foul like that, if you're David Price, just go get it, because you see it coming back, and if he grabs it or lets it go back fair, you're not going to get him. That little funky roll caught that seam where the grass is, the turf.
The 0-2 wide. Ball 2 strikes. The Orioles in first place by percentage points over the Yankees.
Well, for the last 2 nights, the Rays have been the only team in the division to lose. That hurts.
And strike 3 is called on Machado for the second out in the 5th.
There's that backdoor cutter. We talked about the fact that David Price loves it with 2 strikes to the righties. He locks up Machado with it right there.
Two up, 2 down in the 5th. And the power bat of Nelson Cruz rolls one to first. Loney handles that one, stepping on the bag. 1, 2, 3. Go the Orioles. Rays will have Molina, Zobrist, and Jennings coming up. broke out in front with a run in the first inning on a base hit by Evan Longoria. Chasing home Desmond Jennings. But with 2 outs and a man on, Steve Pearce belted one into the left field seats in the second inning. The Orioles added a run on the base hit by Jonathan Scope. That scored Adam Jones in the 4th, so it's 3-1 as the Rays bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fastball is a strike to Molina.
Just what the Rays needed, a quick inning from David Price, and you go right back to work against Jimenez.
1-1. Molina grounded out his first time. Tap foul behind the plate. The Rays have the Cleveland Indians coming in tomorrow night. Jay Rizzi's going to make that start. Chopper foul. Zobrist on deck. Rays have been out hit 7-4, trailed by 2. Chopper to short. Molina for the second time grounds out. Here's the first out of the 5th. Go back around to the top of the order.
Number 18, Ben Zobrist.
It's 5 ground ball outs. 1 out into the 5th for Jimenez. The strike to Zobrist. He has not thrown as many ground balls in the recent couple of years as he did when he was in Colorado, and good reason to throw ground balls up there in that ballpark. He was over 60% ground balls with the Rockies. He's down in the low 50s right now. On a 2. Zobrist walked to start the 1st. Went out pitcher first in the 2nd. It's a tapper foul to the left of the plate. Desmond Jennings will be next. He's trying to generate something against Jimenez. The pitch is high. 2-2.
Well, it hasn't been easy because of the change of speeds that Jimenez has shown. A lot of weak contact, ground balls, pop-ups.
Full count now.
And the way that he's been throwing the ball, full count, you're still not sure what you're going to see.
Foul out of play. Jimenez over 90 pitches now. And he draws the walk. Extended the at bat. Draws the second walk issued by Jimenez, and both have been to Zobrist. Saturday MLB on Fox Sports 1 is back with a doubleheader. As Buster Posey and the Giants renew their rivalry with Yasiel Puig and the Dodgers. Then the Indians take on Evan Longoria and the Rays. The action starts at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. But Jennings fouls the first pitch, a fastball back into the screen. One ball, one strike. Goes Zobrist, the pitch tapped. It gets by Jimenez and beyond Machado as well. The Rays put 2 men on here in the 5th inning. A swinging bunt really by Jennings, and he got it by Jimenez and past Machado. Everybody safe.
Well, here it is, and the speed you see right there. Ben Zobrist was in motion. Almost looked like a little hit and run right there. Put the ball in play with that kind of speed. Good things happen.
So here's Matt Joyce. Tapper right side foul. So the Rays have the middle part of the order up here now. Joyce, the number 3 hitter. Longoria on deck. Oh, and he hit him. Matt Joyce hit by the pitch to load the bases.
Well, we said where Ubaldo Jimenez can get into trouble is when the command goes. When the command is good, he's very difficult. The walk to Zobrist, and now this pitch right here just honing in and clipping Matt Joyce. Now you've got bases loaded, just 1 out. Here's your chance.
TJ McFarland gets up in the bullpen. Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, out there on the mound.
Oh, you got the right guy coming to the plate, too, and Evan Longoria.
11 single homer run in the first inning. He's 1 for 2. He came in 9th in the league, hitting with runners in scoring position.
And you remember the way that he was pitched last at bat. First pitch slider, he swung through, a changeup in, and then a fastball away frozen. Completely pitched him backwards, and let's obviously take a look and see if it goes about it the same way.
And he swings and fouls that fastball back, ready to jump on the fastball. And a good cut, but fouled it. Two. Couple of fastballs and that one on the corner. The chopper, shortstop, Hardy, scope one, first base, out the call over there. Pierce reaching toward right field, and Joe Madden's going to come out here. So don't leave the field just yet. Longoria hit it deep short. Alan Porter made the call at first. The question is, was Pierce on the bag long enough or not? Boy, that's close.
Awfully close. Awfully close. Now, they're going to challenge. That's going to be tough to overturn. You can see it standing, but to overturn is going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
The ball in the glove before Evan was there. The only question now becomes, was Steve Pierce right foot on first base? You couldn't really tell from those angles, but this is a tough one. Take a shot, though, because that's a run if it's overturned.
So the Rays challenged the call. Joe West, the crew chief, along with Alan Porter, who made the call. Porter on the left side of your screen. The Rays had loaded the bases with one out, down 3-1. The Rays with one out got the walk from Zobrist. Jennings, the infield hit. Joyce hit by a pitch to Lodum. And the double play started at deep short by Hardy, and the Rays have a challenge on the backside of the double play on the play at first.
You know, if there's a shot straight up the first base line, that'd be the one that you'd be looking for, because you could clearly see the ball into the back of the glove of Pierce before Evans' foot got to the bag. But was Steve's foot connecting to the bag? I just think it's going to be too tough to overturn unless they see an angle that we haven't.
Well, it appears that they've made the decision there, and it's going to stand. It's confirmed. It's confirmed, actually. So the play confirmed. 6-4-3 on the double play. We'll go to the sixth. It's still 3-1. Leads. We go to the sixth inning. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Wild card rematch, and Orestes breaks down Carlos Santana. The Indians are in town.
Another breakdown.
It's daily. Adam Jones leads it off in the 6th. Ball, no strikes.
Let's go.
1-1. The Rays came up empty on the challenge in the bottom of the 5th. Jones, Wieters, and Hardy coming up here in the 6th. Two balls and a strike. Price lowered his pitch count, got a nice nifty 6-pitch 5th inning. He had a couple innings of 26 pitches tonight in the 2nd inning, and again in the 4th inning. A little over 90 right now. And past the diving Escobar and threw into left. Jones on with a leadoff single for the 2nd time in this game.
Well, when Adam Jones is able to get his arms extended, the ball really jumps off his bat. And there's another pitch. In fact, that was in the same spot, same general location of the 2 home run shots from last night. But that hard hit ground ball eludes Yanel Escobar, and Baltimore with the leadoff man aboard. You know, this is becoming the series of missed opportunities. Obviously, the bases loaded against Jimenez as his wheels started to wobble a little bit in the last half. But even going back to last night's game, where the Rays were able to put the leadoff man on base the first 5 innings, counting a home run by DeJesus. Didn't cash in other than that.
And Wieters a single to the left of Escobar. A turn at second by Jones. Still back there, but he's back in. So back-to-back singles in the 6th.
Well, Wieters right back up the middle. You know, David Price is around, and he's had his fair share of success this year and last year and the year before and all that. But, you know, with the way that he pounds the zone, these teams know that he's going to be around the plate. They know they can go in there swinging. You know, we talk often, not often, but enough about batting average on balls in play. You know, for David Price coming into this ball game, it was almost 340. He was at 338 on balls in play. And that's because of the fact that he's always around the zone. That's way above average.
Well, the Rays get Boxberger up in the bullpen, and he begins to loosen. A ball, no strikes. Two and 0. The Orioles have out-hit the Rays. 9 hits allowed by Price in 5 innings, plus the hitters he's facing here in the 6th inning. Hardy with a double and a pop to second. It's a strike, 2-1. Hardy with 4 career home runs off Price. He came into the game hitting .324 against him. And a strike. That squares the count.
How about how he's gotten back into this count? 2-0, a backdoor cutter, and then 2-1, the fastball in, and spotted up perfectly.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And we go all the way out. Full count. Steve Pearce, who homered in the second, singled in the fourth, is on deck. His 100th pitch about to be made. And it's ball 4. He missed. He tried to cut that one in. It stayed wide. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Well, going right back to that backdoor cutter, and there have been a number of them in this at-bat. J.J. Hardy disciplined enough to lay off that pitch and rewarded with a walk, and now the Orioles rewarded with the bases loaded, and David Price coming out of the game.
Baltimore out in front, and they have a major threat underway in the 6th inning. Joe Madden and Stan Borowski there. Jim Hickey was ejected from this game back in the 1st inning. And Brad Boxberger will make his 6th appearance, 3rd time around for the Rays, and he has been impressive.
Yes, he certainly has. He's got a good fastball that he'll get up in there low to mid-90s, a good changeup and breaking ball. Boy, does he come into a tough spot here. Bases loaded. Don't get any tougher than this. Bases loaded, nobody out.
And Pearce, who has homered and singled, his home run in the 2nd inning, a 2-run shot that gave Baltimore the lead. They're up 3-1 and have the big threat here. Fouls the breaking ball, jumping on the off-speed pitch out in front. Another liner fouled out toward the bullpen. And Adam Jones ducking. The runner at 3rd went right down to the ground. 2-strike count. And he strikes him out. Fastball. How about that? Went up with a fastball, hit 94, and gets what he needed. Exactly what he needed. The strikeout.
Well, right up there around the letters, and that pitch was set up by the previous two. Off speed to get Pierce a little bit quick. Got 2 foul balls and then rides that fastball at 94 with 3 big pitches there by Boxberger for the first out.
Jonathan Scope has been troublesome for the Rays. He takes the pitch for a strike. Scope hit the home run in the 7th inning last night that provided the margin of victory for Baltimore, and he singled in a run tonight in the 4th to extend their lead to 2. Hot shot, and that's foul. 0-2.
Boxberger, all he's done is come in and throw 5 pitches, 5 quality strikes so far, and got the jump here on Scope.
But they've jumped on off-speed pitches looking to swing the bat. They fouled him. And he strikes him out with the fastball. The same procedure he used against Pierce.
Making it look easy. I mean, really making it look easy. 6 straight pitches, 6 straight strikes. 2 of them coming on fastballs elevated. That we know that this Baltimore lineup will chase, will expand the zone when they fall behind. This could be such a huge boost for the Rays dugout.
Caleb Joseph, the catcher, and he takes the pitch for a strike. Off speed that dropped in there. Foul back. 0-2. You've made 8 pitches, all for strikes. We'll leave a little time with Boxberger on the hill. He came in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Struck out Pierce for the first out, struck out Scope for the second out. The 0-2, and he strikes out Joseph for the third out. 9 pitches, 9 strikes. Boxberger strikes out the side, leaving the bases loaded. Great performance there by Brad Boxberger to get David Price and the Rays off the hook in the 6th. By Pierce up, by Scope up, and goodbye Joseph. Price appreciates the effort. He threw 9 pitches, came in with the bases loaded, and struck out the side. There have been a few perfect innings like that. Pitchers go out, face 3 hitters, throw 9 pitches, and get 3 strikeouts. I don't know how many times that's happened with the bases loaded, though. Wow. And the first pitch here in the bottom of the 6th, James Loney takes it outside.
Well, if you're coming in from the bullpen, is there a tougher scenario to come into? Bases loaded, nobody out. And Brad Boxberger made it look like he was playing a video game.
I'll tell you, it was the planning and the execution, everything right there. It all made sense. Two and one. Well, there have been perfect innings 48 times in the history of the major leagues. 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 48 times. But with the bases loaded, that's a research project. 2-2 as Loney fouls it out of play. Brad Boxberger did just that in the top half of the 6th inning tonight. He fouls it away, facing Ubaldo Jimenez. And Webb is up in the bullpen. He got the win last night. Two to Loney. Foul back. Rays have been out hit 9-5. They trailed 3-1. There's Will Myers on deck. Scope with a pickup at second. And James Loney is the first out. Now Will Myers. Steve Delabar with the Blue Jays did that last year. And a 9-pitch inning, 3 strikeouts. To see if a guy's come in with the bases loaded like that and perform that way. It's an elite group. One to count on Will. Jimenez in the first couple of innings had a high pitch count. 52 pitches through 2. Pours that one in. It's a little high. And he's up over 110. You see right there 112 pitches to this point.
And you would think that Buck Showalter would love to get him through this inning, and that would probably be about it. He's coming down towards the end of his outing.
Breaking pitch stayed in. That's 3-1.
That Baltimore bullpen presents a whole new set of challenges. We've seen that from the arm angles of O'Day, the stuff of Britton, the sinker.
High chop to third. Machado gloves and throws close. He's safe. Well, how about that? Myers getting down the line in a hurry on the chopper to third. Has himself an infield hit.
Will Myers gets up the first base line. For a guy his size, well, he really is as well as anybody in the game. He's long strides and he gets to that top speed quick. Myers helping Alan Porter out with the call. And
now they have the potential tying run at the plate, and David DeJesus who's had some very good bats in the last couple weeks. 0 for 2 tonight. It's a fastball for a strike. Jimenez made 118 pitches his last time out against Minnesota. This is number 116 of the night right now. One. Escobar would be next with good numbers lifetime against Jimenez. Ryan Webb busy in the bullpen. Line drive. This one will be over the head of the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. Myers on his way to third, and it's first and third with one out in the sixth. So the Rays have something cooking in the bottom of the sixth, and that brings Buck Showalter out of the dugout. He has his starter with 117 pitches. And Escobar, who's been good against him throughout his career, due up. Webb is in the bullpen, and he is ready. And they will make a pitching change as DeJesus singles into left. And that'll be it for Jimenez. Back in a moment. Ball on Sun Sports is brought to you by Angry Orchard Hard Cider. Branch out. By Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife. Available exclusively at Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. And by Wesley Chapel Toyota and Wesley Chapel Honda. Home of the lifetime warranty. I-75 North, exit 279. Rays threatened in the fifth inning. Had the bases loaded with one out. The double play ended that threat. Now men at first and third with one out in the sixth inning. And Ryan Webb's on to face Yunel Escobar.
Ryan Webb, sinker slider guy. Yunel Escobar, a guy who has put the ball on the ground. That's exactly what the Orioles are looking for here.
And there goes DeJesus with a ground ball to third. And they're going to get Myers caught in the rundown between third and home. Myers staying in the rundown long enough. Finally tagged, but the Rays get second and third out of that.
You know, and there's no reason for the Orioles to continue to throw the ball and stay in the rundown. Just run him back to third. David DeJesus is already there. You're going to have two runners at one base. You keep risking extra throws. That's going to only benefit the Rays. You see as DeJesus is running in there, right there, the catcher, Caleb Joseph, should have just run Will Myers right back to third base. You risk a couple of extra throws and something going wrong to get that out. But a nice job by Will to stay in it if they're going to allow you to.
So the tap to third, and the Rays get second and third. That's 5-2-6-3. Pierce with the actual put out. Escobar winds up at second. DeJesus at third. Molina's going to be lifted for the pinch hitter Hannigan. So it's second and third, 2 gone.
Well, and I think that the Rays sense the same thing with Escobar, a career, 67% ground ball guy against Ryan Webb. That's why you put DeJesus in motion, and it ended up paying off. They still get the out on the ground ball, but now you got second and third, and a big 2-out hit here by Hannigan. You turn the whole game around.
Molina had gone 0 for 2. Pitch inside. 10 for 21 with men in scoring position for Ryan Hannigan, translating into 17 runs batted in. DeJesus at third, Escobar at second. And a hot shot to short, grabbed by J.J. Hardy, and the throw to first in time. He hit it hard, but at Hardy, and the Rays leave 2 men in scoring position. We go to the 7th, 3-1 Baltimore. The 7th at Tropicana Field tonight. Ladies, show off your keen fashion sense with the Rays wristlet. Only available through the purchase of a Tampa Bay Times ticket tandem to the game this Friday night. It's the perfect gift for yourself or for mom for Mother's Day. To purchase, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit raysbaseball.com/tandems. Brad Boxberger, who went out there with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 6th, struck out Pierce, Scope, and Joseph on 3 pitches apiece. He's out there to begin the 7th. A little clarification on the history of that situation. A pure, immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 1, 2, 3. 52 times by 49 pitchers. Ivan Nova and Steve Delabar did it last year. There's 3 in there with 2. And they're all Hall of Famers. Lefty Grove, Nolan Ryan, and Sandy Koufax. And the pitch is a strike to Nick Markakis. Markakis had a base hit in the third and extended his hitting streak to 15 games. After 10 consecutive strikes, an off-speed pitch low. 1-1.
Fox Tracks, I'm sure, liked it.
Joel Peralta up in the bullpen. Strike at the knees.
The stuff, very, very good. The changeup, the fastball, the command, the velocity. And he's going to need to keep it up. Keep the Rays right here at just a 2-run deficit in the latter third of this game.
It's fouled back, fastball. It's been 93, 94 with a fastball. That one 93. Just a little bit of that one. He was out in front of the change, fouled it.
You know, Boxberger does such a nice job on that pitch with his arm speed. And Nick Markakis did a nice job just to foul that off. You cannot tell the difference between the Boxberger fastball and the changeup. And that is the goal of every pitcher.
A 1-2 count. Ground ball. Second base. Zobrist made the play. Another perfectly located pitch down and away to Markakis that got him to roll over on it. Ground out to second. How about that? 14 out of 15 strikes.
And still haven't seen a comfortable swing. He's filling that zone up. He's got these Oriole hitters back on their heels.
Manny Machado caught looking his last time up in the fifth. That was against David Price. 0 for 3 overall tonight. Didn't miss by much. 2-0. Machado, just 21 years old. Won a Gold Glove. And was on the All-Star team as a reserve.
Back in the box.
He's ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0. Very close right there. It's in for ball 4 inside. Second walk drawn by the Orioles in this game. They don't walk a lot. In fact, they were 15th last in the league in walks drawn. And with the walk, Joe Madden comes out to make a pitching change. We'll be back in a moment. Out the side in the 6th, got a ground ball in the 7th, issued the walk to Machado, and now with Nelson Cruz coming up, Joe Madden decides to go with Joel Peralta.
What a job by Boxberger coming into the situation that he did. Calmed things down here for the Rays, kept it at just a 2-run deficit, and now turns it over to Peralta.
Strike one on the foul ball. Peralta starting the at bat with a fastball.
That tire's going to go flat right here.
Peralta gave up a couple of runs in the game here on Tuesday night, won by Baltimore 5-3.
Joe Madden, he said that he'd like to see Peralta use his fastball a little bit more. First 2 pitches, 2 fastballs. He's ahead 0-2. Now this opens up the gamut. Throw anything here.
It's popped up right side. Will it stay playable? Near the stands and right on top the dugout. Loney was over there just in case.
Now sometimes as a pitcher you can go out there and get away from that fastball. You start throwing your put away pitches, trying to get outs. The whole reason that they are put away pitches and what makes those secondary pitches so effective is the establishing of that fastball. Now Peralta comes into different scenarios than a lot of guys, but still his fastball is good enough, his command is good enough to throw it out there, get ahead of a guy, and then you can play around with him a little bit.
Yeah, because if he gets ahead, he has all kinds of options.
Oh boy.
And right there's one of them. He strikes out Cruz with the split.
The reason that pitch is so effective is because of the heater that sets it up and the good arm speed here and the great late action. He's able to throw that pitch over the plate and present it very well to a hitter before it bottoms out. That's why that pitch is tough to lay off of.
Adam Jones, you see, against Peralta, 1 for 14. He's 2 for 3 tonight after hitting 2 home runs last night. And he takes a big cut at the curveball.
Put it in a good spot though. Drops this thing away from him.
A lot of hitters would take a curveball, but not Jones. He is swinging.
It'd be fun to play Name That Tune with. It'd be one note every time. I can name it in one. I can have an at bat in one swing.
A couple of them last night on one swing. Now he's behind. 0-2.
Tell you what, 90 spotted right on the corner. That is a pretty pitch. Another 0-2 count.
Back in. Machado, the runner there with 2 gone. 0-2. Runner goes, and the pitch back over the mound and grabbed by Zobrist. Throw to first in time. No runs, a walk, and a man left. The Rays will have the top of the order. Zobrist, Jennings, and Joyce do down by 2. It's 3-1. As promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #SunSportsFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Todd Callis making an appearance in the AT&T fan photo. Top of the order for the Rays. And Zobrist has twice walked tonight. Takes the pitch for a ball. Jennings will follow, and then Joyce. Rays have threatened in each of the last 2 innings. Failed to score in each inning.
Well, good sign for Ben Zobrist. They're trying to get things going again. The fact that he's taken 2 walks, he's obviously seeing the ball well. That helps. Moves up in the count here, 2-0.
The pitch is a strike. It's 2-1. Three balls and a strike. So Zobrist trying to generate some offense to begin the 7th inning. And there's ball 4. Ben walks for the 3rd time tonight. And this one leads off the inning.
No, not getting greedy. And that is so good for Ben, getting on base, trying to set the table for these guys behind him, especially now. How often do leadoff walks come back to haunt?
Jennings had an infield hit in the 5th. 1 for 3 tonight. The Rays put up a threat in the 5th after the leadoff man had been retired. They put up a threat in the 6th after the leadoff man had been retired. This inning, Zobrist leads off by reaching on a walk. Back in. Zobrist at first.
Close.
Yeah.
Closer than you'd like. They're going back in and not sliding. Ooh. See Alan Porter was right on top of it, very demonstrative with his call.
Again to first, and this time hand back on the bag, head first. Time over to first. A couple have been close. Jennings takes the pitch for a strike. Finally got a pitch. The slider in there. Jake McGee joined Oviedo in the Rays bullpen. Tapper foul, just a little piece of that. 0-2. On deck is Matt Joyce. Rays trying to find the winner's circle here on this homestand, dropping the first 2 games to the Orioles. They trailed by 2 in the 7th inning tonight. Runner takes off. The pitch is tapped foul. The Rays had Zobrist running. Rays started the night at 15-19. It's only the second time since they were dubbed the Rays in 08 that they've been in last place after the first month of the season. They're 3.5 back right now. The way the East tends to promise right now, from what we've seen, you can be in last one day and a couple days in second. He might move into first and then drop back to fourth. I think it's going to be that kind of race all year in the AL East.
The way that it's bunched up and how many times you get to play other teams within the division. A lot of head-to-head. And no real standout teams.
Yep.
I mean, having been through and seen everybody at least once, you don't see a team that you say, wow, they get it all together, they're just going to run away with it. But it looks to be kind of bunched up, just like the records show.
Well, you want to win every night if you can, but the Rays right now, with their starting pitching big in the shape it's in, they just want to stay close and get everybody healthy again and in sync. See if they can't make a run. High chop to third. Machado to Scope. Out there. Throw to first. Not in time. So Jennings is aboard on a fielder's choice.
Boy, I didn't think it'd even be that close at first, based on the chop that Jennings hit. And Baltimore had a real chance here for the double play. How long Machado's got to wait. And then the turn there, that was a little bit too close for comfort.
I think Jennings counting on that high chop to give him a little extra time, and it was close. Now Now Matt Joyce, 1 on, 1 out. Ball, no strikes. Mattis up in the bullpen. Goes the runner. The pitch is a ball, and the throw is not in time. He got in there head first with a steal. And the Rays pushing the issue. Second steal of the game for Jennings.
He was sandbagging him on the chopper. You know, this has been an issue for Ryan Webb in the past. 14 stolen bases given up last year in 80 innings. None so far this year, but saw Ben Zobrist in motion. Now Desmond Jennings, he gets in safely. Boy, he got a huge jump.
So the Rays get a man into scoring position. Joyce lifts it foul. It'll slice into the seats. So for the third straight inning now, the Rays have had at least a runner in scoring position. They left 2 on in the 5th and 2 on in the 6th. Have Jennings at second with 1 out in the 7th. Too high. Now it's 3-1. Longoria is on deck.
I'd be careful with Longoria coming up next. Hit into the 6-4-3 double play the last time he came up in a big situation. He doesn't tend to go down 2 times in a row when he's got a shot to do some damage.
And a strike. Joyce taking a move toward first. That's a strike, says Marty Foster. The count goes to 3-2.
Outer edges of the strike zone.
A full count. And there's ball 4. First and second now with 1 out. Couple walks in the inning. And Evan Longoria heads to the plate.
Well, 5th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Evan hits into the 6-4-3. And you can bet that has been bothering him since then. And now with a shot here, 7th inning, 2 runners aboard, 1 out.
The Rays challenged that call at first. The call was confirmed.
He needs to see something up in the zone. Webb wants to do the same thing. Work it down. Get him to hit the ball into the ground. That is his game.
He starts him with a fastball for a strike. But heavy with the slider.
Yeah, he's got that sinker, low 90s, and that slider really sweeps. He can cover a lot of ground with that pitch.
Pretty close. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's the one that you have to have the discipline to stay off of. Very close to being called a strike, but will not go well for you if you choose to swing at it. That has got ground ball written all over it. And that was a good take there by Evan.
And he drops that one in there. Slider.
Yeah, see, not a lot of depth on this pitch, but watch the sweeping action.
Webb in relief of Jimenez. And a tap foul fastball. So we're set to do that again. Webb last night pitched an inning and a third, got 4 ground balls. Came out of that game with his first win of the year.
Evan has shown that ability with 2 strikes to cut down on his swing a little bit. Use the right side of the field if need be.
And he stays alive, fouling that one off. They scored their run in the first when they left 2. They've left men on base in every inning except the 4th when they went down 1, 2, 3. And a cut and a miss. He got him with a slider. Big strikeout for Webb.
Well, the best one that he's thrown tonight. He really sweeps this one down and away. Gets a little bit longer than the swing of Evan.
Buck Showalter's out to make a pitching change with the left-handed hitting Loney due up. New pitcher, it's 3-1 Baltimore. The Rays, for the 3rd consecutive inning, have put 2 men on base. They left 2 on in the 5th, 2 on in the 6th, and now they'll have the left-hander Brian Mattis matched up against James Loney.
Clutch spot, 7th inning or later. Who do you want at the dish?
Well, it would be this guy. Loney has been clutch late in games. As good as you want to see. And he takes a good look at the pitch down. And how about that against lefties? Actually, a higher average against lefties than right-handed pitching. He has 1 official at bat against Mattis, 0 for 1 against him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, if you choose to use the whole field, you too can put numbers up like that. That's what James Loney does.
Two balls and a strike. It's 3-1. Right there by Loney, up 3-1, and he took a big hack at the fastball. Full count.
Loney's looking to give the Rays the lead. Every once in a while you will see him really try to get into a pitch. Not very often. We know that he's got tremendous amount of power. Doesn't always show it. He was going for it there.
The 3-2. Fouls it back, forcing another one. Jennings is the runner at second. Joyce aboard at first, and they will, of course, be off on that 3-2 pitch. There's Will Myers on deck, hoping he'll get a chance to bat in the 7th inning. Three-two again. It's lifted into center. It's Jones making the catch, and the Rays again strand 2. We head into the 8th. 3-1 Baltimore. Back of the Trop. 2 innings to go. The Rays need some runs. They're down 3-1. They've had a couple of threats here in the middle stages of this game. They got a run in the first. Steve Pearce hit the home run in the 2nd inning. Jonathan Scope single home run in the 4th. And it stands 3-1 as we go to the 8th. Wayne Stats, Brian Anderson, and Todd Callis. Great to have you with us tonight. Juan Carlos Oviedo out here to work the 8th. Peralta worked 2/3 following Foxberger, who pitched an inning and a third. And Oviedo makes his 8th appearance. Faces Matt Wieters, the DH. Pitch is too low. Wieters, the DH, and that's a role he'll be filling for the foreseeable future. Foul out of play.
The way that he's been swinging the bat, you definitely need him in this lineup, especially being down Chris Davis. as this Baltimore offense looks to get back on track. They have not performed up to the expectations that you thought coming into the season. There's Chris Davis right there. But yet at the same time, they've got a number of guys in this lineup with pretty good track records. So you expect that to turn around.
Peters fouls the fastball back 1-2. A frustrating night for the Rays. They've stranded 10 men through 7 innings tonight.
Yeah, this really is turning out to be the series of missed opportunities. Hopefully they can finish with a flourish here and eke out a win.
And that's a cut and a miss. Peters out on strikes on the changeup. So a strikeout for Oviedo. Give your mom something we guarantee she doesn't have with the brand new limited edition DJ Kitty World's Best Mom Bobblehead. This extra large DJ Kitty bobbles its head and wags its tail and is a great companion for watching Rays games. They're only available at the Rays downtown Tampa store and at the team store at Tropicana Field. AJ Hardy takes a strike. Hardy doubled with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Scored on the Steve Pearce home run. One and one. It was Hardy who walked on a 3-2 pitch in the 6th inning facing Price that loaded the bases, and that brought Boxberger into the game. He proceeded to strike out the side using just 9 pitches the rest of the way. Got the Rays out of a bases loaded, nobody out predicament. One out here in the 8th. And Oviedo ahead of the count to Hardy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a quick cut and a miss. Hardy's out on strikes on a change. Back-to-back strikeouts here by the right-hander Oviedo.
Well, the more and more that you see of Juan Carlos Oviedo, you understand why the Rays so excited to get him back into that bullpen. The fastball is gaining velocity, and that changeup is so good. Mid to upper 80s with it. He's got that same arm speed with that changeup as with the fastball. The Rays as a group, as an organization, really value the changeup, and for good reason.
Here's Steve Pearce. Fouls the fastball out of play. Well, Pearce always looking for the fastball. Got one back in the 2nd inning from David Price and jacked it out of here. His 2nd home run. Pearce homered in the 1st game of this series Tuesday. One ball, 1 strike. The Rays with 2 shots left. They get some shutdown innings from their bullpen. All 3 runs charged to Price. Boxberger worked an inning and a 3rd. Peralta 2/3. And now 1 and 2 to Pearce with Oviedo 2 strikeouts into the 8th. right-hander. Fly ball to right. Myers makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3-8. Will Myers, who caught that ball, will lead off the bottom of the 8th. Then DeJesus and Escobar. Rays down by 2.
We enter the bottom half of the 8th inning. Rays need a rally, and with that in mind, my co-host for the postgame show has his rally cap on. There he is. DJ Kitty Plush had himself, Orestes Estrada. He and I will host the show. Rays Live presented by Checkers. Dwayne and B.A. with their thoughts. Also, we'll have Kelly Nash in the Rays clubhouse gathering interviews, and we'll hear from the Rays skipper, Joe Madden. We'll also break down the bullpen and especially the job Brad Boxberger did getting out of a bases loaded jam. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you. A lot going on there.
Good God.
Will Myers, a ground ball to third. Machado whips his throw to first. It's close. Boy, Will gets down that line and made that one very close.
You think that word would get out by now that Will Myers, ground balls in the infield, routine or not, you had better get it and throw it because he can move and he runs hard every time.
Yeah, they see this big old guy in the batter's box and think, I've got some time.
Yeah.
Think again. One away here in the 8th. Logan Forsythe will bat in the place of David DeJesus. Forsythe gets the call with the left-hander Mattis out there. Pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. It's a foul ball. The count is 1-1. Darren O'Day busy in the bullpen. Into the dirt. It's 2-1. Cut and a miss. 2-2. He's got in on Forsythe, and he stays alive by fouling it off.
That's all you can do at this point. Battle, battle, battle. Try to foul the tough ones off and hope he makes a mistake out over that you can take a good hack at. Put the ball in play, give yourself a chance.
Fouls another one. It's out of play. Escobar on deck. Well, last night's game was the first one-run game the Rays have lost this year. They're 6-1 in one-run games. Dropped it 4-3. And he lifts the fly ball into center. Caught by Jones. Forsythe out in front of the off-speed pitch. So 2 up, 2 down in the 8th inning. And Escobar, Escobar is due. Cleveland Indians come to town tomorrow night. They'll open a 3-game series. Go to Rizzi. He's going to start that game for the Rays. We'll be with you on Fox's Sun Sports beginning at 6:30. Escobar takes strike 1, a fastball. Mattis certainly has found a home in the bullpen after attempts early in his career to have him start. He's gone to the bullpen and has flourished there.
You got Brian Mattis, you have Zach Britton, both lefties come up as starters, high hopes. And both of them doing a great job out of the pen. Buck Showalter, a couple of tough left-handed options.
It's a strike, 1-2.
And that's the thing too. You talk about being able to shorten a game. You've got Mattis now that can come into the mid to late. You've got Britton that can come in late in a true kind of setup role, along to go with Darren O'Day, the sidewinding right-hander. A lot of matchup issues out there for opposing lineups against this bullpen. Everybody kind of wondered, how is Tommy Hunter going to handle the closing role out there after taking over for Jim Johnson, who's led the American League in saves the last couple of years, and all he is what,
10 of 11.
There you go.
But he has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning.
No, and it got dicey for him last night. That may be the Rays' best chance.
Soft little one hopper to second. Scope makes that play, and the Rays are up and down in order in the 8th against Mattis. We'll go to the 9th. It's 3-1 Baltimore. On the next edition of Inside the Rays, host Kelly Nash takes us inside the lives of Ben and Juliana Zobers. Get a first-hand look at the role faith and family play in their lives and how they navigate marriage and parenting throughout the highs and lows of life in the MLB. Inside the Rays, double play airs Sunday afternoon after Rays Live. Well, the Rays will have Ben Zobers hitting second in the bottom of the ninth. Juan Carlos Oviedo goes out to the mound to start the ninth. Just a reminder to our South Florida viewers, stay tuned for a special edition of Heat Live, the postgame featuring extensive coverage versus Brooklyn immediately following our game. Heat winners and up 2-0. Jonathan Scope after the first pitch, a fastball, and lifts it down the left side, just fouled and handled by Escobar. Oviedo had a 1-2-3-8 with a couple strikeouts. Now he faces Caleb Joseph, the catcher. Joseph 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out his last time. He was 0 for 3 last night, making his major league debut. First pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. Three runs, all off Price. The Rays got their run off the starter Jimenez. There is ball 2. Darren O'Day is back up, standing on the bullpen mound. They had Hunter close last night. They had Hunter close Tuesday. And there's O'Day. He does have one save this year. Ball comes up on Evan. He recovers, and the throw to first in time to get Joseph. Well, they had a catcher going down the line, and that didn't hurt.
No, not at all. Evan Longoria is so sure-handed down there. Very rarely do you see one pop away from him. He's able to recover right here. Bare hand, look, make a strong throw.
Nick Markakis.
You're talking about O'Day and Tommy Hunter. Tommy Hunter working, of course, like you said, the last 2 nights, and both nights going over 20 pitches. 21 last night, 22 the night before. Any time to give him a blow. Darren O'Day, not any easier.
First pitch strike to Markakis. And that's why. Rays have Hannigan, Zobrist, and Jennings due up. Any deeper, Joyce. Fly ball to center. Right there is Jennings. 1, 2, 3, and so the Rays need a couple to keep it going. 3 to win it, and they'll start the inning with Hannigan. by authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. David Lowe in the game to play left as we go to the bottom of the ninth. And the new pitcher for Baltimore is the right-hander, O'Day. There in O'Day. O'Day pitched an inning in Tuesday's game. Well, here's Ryan Hannigan, who entered as a pinch hitter in the 6th. Hit the ball hard, grounded out to short. Faces the right-hander, the extreme right-hander. Pitch is a strike.
Man, if he's going to get that, that's going to make for some tough ABs. Starts down, ends down.
Wow. Yeah, that is tough.
What are you going to do with it?
Nothing. Take it. It's a strike. Okay, good luck. It's 1-1. Center field, closing. Markakis got a glove on it, but could not catch it. And there's a base hit for Hannigan. Hannigan taking it into right center. So the Rays made some noise the last couple nights in the ninth, fell a little short. And here they are making some noise to lead it off tonight.
Well, I'll bet you, too, that Nick Markakis feels like he should have made this play. Had to run a long way. He gets his glove right there, just off the end of it. And that's what the Rays needed more than anything. Hannigan right down there in the 9th spot, a leadoff runner aboard. You go back to the top of the order. That close.
And Ben Zobrist now at the plate. He's 3 out of 8 in his career against O'Day. Takes a pitch outside.
And 3 walks tonight. And that lets you know that Ben is starting to see the ball very, very well. And when that happens, you start to see not only work in the walks, but the swing gets right back in order.
He takes a strike. It's 1-1. O'Day with 1 save this year. That came on the 18th of April over the Red Sox at Fenway. Let's take another look at that pitch. He's gotten a couple close pitches, including that one. Outside, 2-1. Rays have stranded 10. 2 men in the first, 2 men in the 5th, 2 men in the 6th, 2 men in the 7th. Single base runners back in the 2nd and 3rd innings. That's low. It's 3-1.
Again, seeing the ball well. Really, it should be ball 4. That strike was not. A good job by Ben in not expanding and getting greedy.
Ground ball. That's going to go through the right side for a base hit. The Rays have put 2 men aboard. Noise here in the bottom of the 9th made by the Rays. Back-to-back singles by Hannigan and Zobrist.
Well, and the leadoff single by Hannigan then forces the Baltimore Orioles to hold him on. It opens up a hole there on the right side, and guess what? Ben Zobrist rolls over and just pokes it right through.
This has been a 3-1 game since the 4th inning. Joseph and O'Day talk it over. Jennings 1 of 8 against O'Day coming into this series. First pitch inside. Slider stayed in. Ball, no strikes. Jennings got the infield hit in the 5th inning. He's been on a couple other times on a fielder's choice and has stolen 2 bases tonight. Rays trying to pull this one out in the bottom of the 9th. Ooh, a big cut right there. Pitch, the slider finding the strike zone, and Jennings put a big cut. Trying to connect. Pitch on the inner half. One ball, one strike. Cut and a miss. Fastball. O'Day's fastball from down under, and it hits in the upper 80s.
And you're not looking for it up here. That arm angle, he wants to keep the ball on the ground, and when he comes up like that, you see that just kind of tied Desmond up.
Desmond down on the count. Upstairs. It's 2-2. Matt Joyce on deck for the Rays. 2 on, nobody out. There's Matt. Ball short. Hardy second over to first. They get the double play. They turn a very big double play there. 6-4-3. Hannigan advances to third, and suddenly the Rays are down to their final out.
Well, this is what Darren O'Day does. I'll tell you what, if the Rays don't find a little bit of magic here, this is one of those that sting badly. You got your big boy on the mound tonight in David Price, and the opportunities have been all night long. The Rays have had base runners all over the place. 1 out, no out, and now down to their last out.
So Matt Joyce, he's been on 3 times with a single, hit by a pitch and a walk. And he chops it right side. Pierce will underhand it to O'Day, and this game is over. The Rays again threaten in the 9th, but they fall short after a couple of hits. A double play and a ground ball will end this game. Back in a moment.